Yo, what's up? My name is Atlanta Xay. You're watching Beneath the Surface right here on Surface Town.
But who gon' say the world if you can't? Only put 9 in the tank, only 5 to your name. Baggies in my eyes, hold the pain, and you'll be on your high horse today. Yeah. But who gon' say the world if you can't?
All right. What's good, man? What's good? How you doing? Nice to meet
Pretty
you,
well,
man.
pretty well. You know what I mean? Brand new day.
Yeah, I feel you. What's good, everyone? I'm yours truly, Rick. You are watching Beneath the Surface. We have our boy Atlanta Xay here.
You know what I mean? Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I am grateful and thankful that you came out, man. I remember I hit you up. I can't remember when I hit you up, but I definitely hit you up after I heard your music. I was like, this is a dope artist, and I definitely wanted to have you on here. So,
I'm
thank you, man.
Honored to be here.
Thank you, thank you. So, you made it here safe?
Yeah, everything cool to like 30 minutes.
All right, say less,
A little
cause
traffic, but
Atlanta.
that's it.
All right, man. Well, we're here to talk about you, man. We're here to talk about your music and, you know, how you got to where you are today and where you want to go.
Okay.
And I definitely want to start off by talking about, you know, where you're from now. Are you born in Were you born in Stone Mountain?
Nah, I was actually, believe it or not, I was born in Macon, but literally I didn't live there, like really at all. Like it was literally wham bam, then moved to Atlanta, and I was raised in Atlanta like my whole life, really.
Okay.
Lived in Florida for like all of maybe 2. Actually, if I factor in college, I lived in Florida maybe like 3-4 years. But like when I was young, we stayed in Florida probably like say like 8 to 10 or something like that. And then after that, when I went to school, I went to Full Sail University. That's when I went back to Florida. Right. But I had stayed in Atlanta. I stayed in Stone Mountain probably about 8 or 9 years of my life. Okay,
so that was like a good chunk. Was it like the teenage or like the elementary? Like
it was young, like since like really probably third grade. Third grade, I was definitely out there, and then from third grade on. And second grade, I forgot what part of town that was, but I was just too young to remember. But probably moved out of Stone Mountain probably by like 10th grade, October.
Okay. What high school did you go to?
Well, at first I went to Arabia. Well, I went from Stevenson Middle to Arabia High School because my folks thought that it was just a little too ratchet. So they put us in Arabia in hopes for a better future.
Now, where is it at?
Arabia it's near Stonecrest, if you know what that is.
Yeah,
like Lithonia area.
Yeah.
And we went to school there for a little while, and then maybe like October we moved to Cobb. And we stayed in Cobb until I graduated. Okay. And I graduated early and then off to college.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I brought that up because I stayed in Stone Mountain for years. I went to Roland Elementary. First I went to Reading Elementary.
Yeah, okay.
Then I went to Roland. I don't know if you know where that is.
I used to play football at Reading Park.
What?
Yeah, no, that's funny.
That's crazy.
That was for a while too. We won championships and everything. That's crazy. I forgot about it. Okay.
Yeah, man. So I used to always be at Stonecrest. I remember I was like 9 years old. I used to take the bus to the mall by myself.
It was different because it was so nice at first, and then when I really grew up, I realized it wasn't as nice as I thought it was.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, we in the hood. Okay.
Yeah. I was oblivious. Like people was getting robbed, neighbors was getting robbed, and
Oh man, no, it was crazy living back there. Actually, believe it or not, one of my neighbors turned out to be a killer. Like
what?
A killer. Yeah, in his next neighborhood. Come to find out, he killed everybody in the house. I was like, bro, that's crazy. Kids and everything.
His house? Or a house?
His girlfriends or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was terrible. And I was like, man, we lived next to this man for how long and we didn't know this? Okay.
That's crazy. Like God was watching.
Yeah.
God was watching because something like that could happen to anybody.
Yeah, no, really. I definitely could, and I agree. And thank God, you know what I mean, it wasn't us, and prayers to whoever was involved. But let's go to a lighter subject.
Yeah, okay, I'm dead. So, when did music when were you first introduced to music?
I I'll say I had an early introduction to music, like considering my dad used to play like nothing but Southern hip hop. Like obviously like soul music and stuff too, but I used to hear so much Southern hip hop. It just kind of was like in me, like Goody Mob, Outkast, you know what I mean, Jeezy.
Yeah.
Till, you know what I mean? Yeah, all of that. And then you got your Wayne, you got your UGK, so many things.
3 6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Gucci Mane.
So many different flavors was like around me young, and I kind of, after a while, I really knew I was into it. And I think when it really set in was like, you remember back in like elementary school, people used to rap at the lunch table. That was like my time to show out.
Bro.
So I had to give them the business.
The table?
Yeah. So
crazy.
From there, I just kind of, by the time I got to 9th grade, I think I had recorded my first song. Like all through middle school, we used to like rap, but like nobody really had no access to nothing. By the time I got to 9th grade, and this is at Arabia, I actually made some friends. Like we used to go to the library and record, like in the library at school, in front of people. Like it was actually scary.
They let you do that?
We used to get complaints sometimes about noise, but we still used to do it. So I don't know. It used to be fun though, and it's crazy though, cause like even back then, like as I go back and listen to those songs, I realized they weren't that good. Like I feel like lyrically, I always knew I was trying to go as like the people I listened to and whatnot, but I didn't have the delivery. I didn't have the flow. I was just out of it. Honestly, I had no rhythm too. Whew. That it was bad. It was real bad. But you know what I mean?
Like dancing?
I mean, dancing too, but I think more of it, like, I think it stemmed from confidence, high key.
Yeah.
I think that was more so most of it. You know, you get the overthinking and, like, all of that. But, you know what I mean? People used to listen to the music and give me, like, good reviews. And, like, I mean, of course, you had your people talking down. Like, the older people, like, at that point, I was, like, 10th grade, maybe seniors, they used to clown us. Like, recording in the library, oh yeah, we just look like a bunch of nerds. And not to mention we already wore uniform too at that school. And granted, everybody wore uniform, but you know the seniors had already figured out how to make their uniform look cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was new to the school and mine was still really baggy.
Yeah.
And
I remember them uniforms.
Oh man.
I'm dead.
Hey man. Shout out Arabia.
Shout out. Yeah. That's how you know you at a school where, you know, they strict on policies. Like it's crazy. All right, do you remember your first song when you were recording in the library?
My first song, I had...
Was it by yourself or?
I might have had features. I actually got some projects out on the web. I don't even know how I feel about mentioning them. But I had this, I probably did like 2 or 3 mixtapes. I used to go by so many different names. I think my dad told me I had some Italian in my family. Well, my rap name was OG Italy for a while. My name was, what else? I done been Zapex. I done been... It was another one. I really can't remember, but I'm sure you could probably find it on the web. But I just gave away too much. If they go back and listen to it, it's gonna be sad. But we here now. So.
Okay. So what made you go to Full Sail like after high school?
It wasn't a personal decision at first. Really, my dad kind of suggested it, and he kind of went back and forth on it a lot. And I guess for a while. I wanted to do something music related, and he just like, he wasn't behind the rap and stuff. He was just like, you know, if you're gonna do something, I need you to put food on your table. I need you to, you know what I mean, still be eating if you want to do music. So his thing was go to Full Sail, you know what I mean, learn the engineering side, learn something else that'll pay you when rapping's not. Yeah. And then, but somewhere along the way, he started even believing in the rapping, believe it or not, and it was.
I mean, I can see why.
So it's crazy, and I understand like the fear that goes in the parents' mind, like, oh man, I don't raise them this long. Like he was even like, he had more faith in me with sports than rapping for sure. Like he was like, he thought he was gonna be in the stands somewhere watching me sell out a whole stadium. I was just like, nah man, I can't do it no more. And I don't know, and it was fun. It was fun while it lasted, and I feel like I got some good values out of it. But
what was your major?
And Full Sail?
Yeah.
Recording artist.
I figured,
and I'm currently working on my entertainment business masters.
My dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And I'm doing that one online though, so that I could be out here, you know, making moves, making stuff shake.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I had to relocate. I used to go to College of Coastal Georgia in the Brunswick area. I had to relocate back here because wasn't nothing happening.
That's how I felt. Like, felt like everybody was doing stuff, and it's like, what am I doing with myself? Like, I'm in Florida, and I'd say that break that break really made me have to refocus my music too. And I think it was good though. It was definitely good because by the time I started learning how to engineer, I started learning how I wanted to sound too. And I started learning how to play into what sounds good with my voice.
Right. All right. So you just released an EP earlier this year called Venus.
Yes, sir. Venus EP.
Tell me about that. First, let's start with the artwork. How did the artwork come about?
I think we were striking out for a while with the artwork. We was going through like a bunch of different ideas, and my manager he had knew this guy named Curtis, and he kind of just brought it all together. He sent us like a bunch of different clips or whatever of like ideas that could potentially work for it, and he'll show us like whatever was inspired from it. He'll beforehand he had me like show him albums that I liked, just a bunch of different palettes, colors, whatever that he could just look at and kind of stem from there. And then I told him kind of the vibe I wanted to go with and how I wanted it to feel based on like how the music sounded and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I feel like he really captured like the energy of the project and put it in the cover.
Yeah, the color scheme with the dark, you know, blues and purples, and I seen your teaser for it. Like, it all was cohesive with your music, so that was good.
Nah, I definitely think he learned how to. I might work with him again, honestly. He was dope. He was definitely
Shout out to
dope.
Curtis.
Shout out Curtis. Oh yeah. So, and that's kind of how that came together. And I had been like working with a bunch of different graphic designers, but like I don't know, some of them just wasn't there yet for the idea, and they were dope graphic designers. I really think that like, you know what I mean, on another project we're gonna make some dope stuff.
Yeah.
For that very project, and considering the fact I was pretty hands off with it too at the same time, like I didn't really exactly know what I wanted it to be. I was just going with what they gave me.
Right.
So, and the project itself came from a relationship I was in Florida, and that's kind of what inspired it or whatever. Because she was a Libra, and Libras are ruled by Venus. So
yeah, my mom's a Libra.
Word. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Now shout out to Libras.
Yeah. What are you?
A Gemini.
I'm a Gemini too. What's your birthday?
May 24th.
Mine is May 27th. That's
okay.
All right, Gemini. Okay, Gemini season. What's good?
Yeah, okay, and I actually got.
We get a bad rep.
We do.
We do.
I don't understand.
I don't appreciate that.
I'm learning that like it's not us though. It's really not. It never is. I'll be telling them, and they find out later, but it's okay.
Okay, so she was a Libra.
Yeah, and I guess we just had we probably dated like we messed around plus dated probably all of the total in maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was a minute.
Yeah.
And I kind of like dealt with her in the process of getting through like some family trauma and all kind of stuff. So it was like, I don't know, the relationship was a lot of things. It was lustful, I ain't gonna lie. It was I'll say it's playful too. It was genuine. It was warm when it needed to be, but like, you know what I mean, I just felt like we were a little too different. By the end, I kind of like realized that there was certain like moments where I needed to put myself first, and you know what I mean, just realign my focus a little bit, and and just get back on track. But I think, you know what I mean, it inspired a dope project. Yeah. And for that, I'm grateful. So I think there was some dope lessons out of it, and like still to this day, I mean, we don't talk every day, but like if she needed something, if it was really like that, I'm sure I would do it. Yeah. But
I feel you on that. Now the production of this record is very like Venus. It's out of space. Yeah. Like I definitely can hear like the sounds. And tell me, you know, who's involved in that production process?
Okay, so the intro, what was the intro? Frequency.
Frequency, yeah.
It actually came last minute, believe it or not. It was towards the end of the project, and my engineer Pac, actually he's behind the camera somewhere.
Shout out to Pac.
Yeah, shout out Pac. Mixed by David on Instagram. He produces a lot of my tracks, and he brought it all together, and we just kind of like vibed out for a minute. I told him I wanted it to feel kind of hypnotic, so that's kind of the vibe I got, and it just felt like, I don't know, some sleeper cell or something. I don't know, but it was dope. And then by the time we got to track 2, I got it from this producer named Monty Booker.
Monty Booker.
He works with Smino a lot.
Okay.
And I didn't get it from him personally, but it was like put out with a project when Puerto Rico was going through the hurricanes, and then it was like for donations to Puerto Rico or whatever, and It was like $1, so I was like, okay, I technically bought the beat, right?
Right.
Monty. I bought the beat and put it on the project, and then
that's Neighbors, right?
Yes,
Neighbors was fire.
Neighbors was Monty Booker, and I think Thorns was Monty Booker as well. And that got put out on SoundCloud after they put out like a Mass Appeal documentary or something. It was literally just background music in it, and I was like, y'all not doing nothing with this. I got you, buddy, and I just kind of put it in there. And I hope we don't get in trouble for that, but.
Now Thorns, tell me about that.
Thorns is just that, you know what I mean? It was like a song about hurt. It was a song about, I guess I was at a space in my relationship where I kind of like realized we just wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't really, you know what I mean, telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You know what I mean? It just wasn't what it needed to be. And, I don't know, my boy Zaya, he ended up hopping on it. And, he's actually currently signed.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Zaya. He's actually signed to Arista Records now. That's under Sony.
Yeah.
So, shout out him doing big things. He just kind of laid a hook one day, and then my boy Will, he came and played guitar on it, and he just did that crazy ass guitar solo. Yeah. And honestly, by the time he did that, we kind of already knew, like, oh, we got something.
Yeah. I don't know if you listen to this artist called Atlanta Xay.
I know who she is.
Yeah, she has a song called Bet off her first album. She is right there. And that guitar just...
Word.
Yeah, you're going to have to listen. That guitar reminded me of that. I'm like, yeah, I see where he's going with that.
Okay,
Like,
I'm going to have to check that out.
The production on Thorns is crazy.
Okay. And then, I think we skipped the song, but what was 3 was Blonde. Then the outro, Mr. Glass, we kind of co-produced that, me and Peck. I was on the phone with him, and I was just like, I got inspired by something. I forgot what. And then I kind of just told him I wanted something slow, and I just kind of like started making sounds. And then this is when I was still kind of new into producing, so I was asking questions like, if I wanted to do this, where would I need to do this? Okay. And then bam, then I started just putting it together, and then he kind of added a bass line, and then I had like decided to like sample some rain and windshield wipers or something. I don't know why I did that.
No, it was good.
Yeah, I felt like it fit, kind of captured like that thunderstorm feel, and then I don't know, what the song is really about is like, it's really recognizing your worth, you know what I mean? How they say the thing with the airplanes, you know what I mean? You put on mask, save yourself first. And that's kind of what I was getting at in the hook. Like, who gonna save the world if you can't? You feel me? It's like, it's going through all these things, and you know what I mean? As somebody who tends to put the load of everybody on myself, I just gotta, you know what I mean, recognize I gotta save myself first. So that's kind of what Mr. Glass was about. And
it's funny that you mentioned Mr. Glass, because I have a lyric from that song. I'm gonna say it, and I want you to explain it. All right? Okay. Now, bear with me.
All right.
Okay. You say, it seems like everyone I love got some beef with me. It be like, you beat me down and question who the fuck I want to be like, and tell me about problems. I can't solve them. Do you see mine? Tell me about that.
I guess that line was more so pertaining to, that's like relationships, that's like family, and you know what I mean? At first I was even kind of iffy putting it in there. I was like, how are people gonna receive this? But I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, it's your music. And it's like, I was kind of in a space thinking like, I guess everybody coming to me like about what's wrong in their life, what's happening, and how I play a factor in it, you know what I mean? How I could be doing better, like for them, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how I could be inserting myself in their situation and helping them, but I'm like, I can't even handle what's on my plate. So how am I gonna, you know what I mean? How am I gonna carry both loads? It's just not feasible.
Exactly. A lot of people, they too busy with themselves to really think about how you are. And if you weren't there that time, then you know they cutting you off. Right. When you going through your own stuff. And
you don't even know it. And and I feel like people ask what's going on, but sometimes it feels double-sided. Like you're not asking to know, you're just asking to pick at it. So I'm like, what are we really doing here? Yeah. So I don't know.
But overall, Venus, that was my introduction to you. Okay. And I feel like it couldn't have been a better way. So you got me excited like for new music.
Oh yeah, it's about to be some new music. We've been doing a lot. We actually got some crazy sessions coming up this week. Actually, what's today? The
14. You know, I'll be losing track of these days. I don't know what.
It's like the 14th,
something like that.
Something like that. And on the 18th through the 21st, we got like a bunch of 12-hour sessions, and we just about to do a lot of crazy stuff. I can't even speak on it too much. But
all right, say less. Well, we excited. You also, I don't know when you did this record, but you got a record called Friday with Jay Newton.
Whew,
Tell me about that. When did that record happen and how?
Man, I was in school still when I did that, and it's crazy. We need to redo that because it's not.
No, it was dope. I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope.
But I was in school and I had just been inspired by a lot of like music that had like that southern bounce. And I was just like, you know what, let's just do something different. And I had met Jay through a friend, I believe.
Shout out to Jay.
Yeah, shout out Jay Newton. And I just kind of figured that he would fit the record just because he had a southern style already. I was like, you know what, I know who would fit this. And then I had my boy Pac mix it, and then we kind of just like debated what sounds to put on and then how to flip it just to make it pop a little more. And I think it came together pretty good.
Yeah, it was dope.
But the new stuff is crazy. I'm actually trying to get this other song with Jay. It's called Juice. That's funny, believe it or not. I know he got his Jigga Juice campaign going right now. That actually might be perfect marketing, bro. We might need to do that.
I got the Jigga Juice in the refrigerator. Crazy.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh man, crazy.
I ain't drunk it yet, but
I need to get some Jigga Juice.
Yeah.
I need to see what it's hitting on.
I'm dead. So you named Wayne, you named Tip, you named Outkast.
Okay.
Besides them, who's your top 5? If they would be 3, so 8.
Top 5 these days, like currently, like who do I listen to now, or you mean like all time?
Whatever you want to do.
These days, I listen to some Isaiah Rashad.
Okay.
I listen to some Smino, some Mick Jenkins. We said not Outkast. Obviously, we gotta throw Jay-Z in there. Off rip. A little Tupac. I think I hit my 5 already. But
oh no, you good? Keep going.
who else I listen to a lot? I don't know. As of lately, I've been listening to a lot of more like soulful music. So I definitely think the people with R&B are doing some crazy stuff.
That's me. Have you heard Daniel's new album?
Daniel Caesar? I have not heard it yet.
Bro, what?
I've seen some bad reviews though.
That's all because of whatever happened to him.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I know people get a little clouded when stuff happens. They don't listen to the music no more. But
it's good. You got to check it out.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure to check out Daniel Caesar project then.
But yeah, all right. So I'm gonna hit you with some random questions. You just answer them, all right?
All right, random questions.
Favorite color?
Ooh, red.
Oh, my favorite color is red.
Hey.
I'm dead. Favorite shoe brand?
I like Nike Cortez.
Okay, nice. Favorite cartoon, if you like cartoons?
Whew. Boondocks.
I heard that they're trying to get it back.
We're gonna see how they handle it.
Even the dude, what's his name? The dude that created it even said he's on board about it. So I'm excited.
Why is his name slipping my mind right now?
Right? Because I can remember him too, but yeah.
But,
Boondocks, fire.
If they bring it back, I don't really know how well it'll do because of this climate, if you will.
You think?
I mean, I just don't think people are ready for it. You feel me? Like, there's gonna be a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe that's good. Maybe that's what they want. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Boondocks always been controversial, so.
But it was a little more accepted when it came out.
You think so?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
You like anime?
I am not like deep in it like everybody else. I'm trying to get into Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I've been like slowly watching it, but life be so consuming. I don't finish nothing. Like these days it'd be hard to finish music. So I ain't finished no anime.
I did, yeah. I feel you on that. Okay. Dream location to live.
Dream location to live. Whew. It's so crazy because I don't ever really have time to think about these, and this is stuff I should know. This is like stuff I should be having on paper. But if you would have asked me this a long time ago, I would have said LA. But these days, I don't want to live in LA. It's too fake for me. I need a little more. But like, the South is clearly home. Like, I would definitely always have a crib in the South. Like, I just have to because it feels like home. But I definitely got to travel, see the world a little more, and find out where I really want to plant myself at.
I feel you. All right, now, Zay, tell me how your music goes beneath the surface.
I strive to really like connect with people through my music because I feel like everybody is often on their own agenda and whatnot. So like people can't really see eye to eye. So I feel like through these moments where we all share the same situation, you know what I mean? Different people, different skin, different whatever. Everybody like they share the same emotions. They go through the same things, even if they don't process it the same. Sometimes it takes the music to like let you know what you're thinking or how you're feeling. Yeah. So you might, you know what I mean? You might hear somebody say something and you'll realize that like, damn, I've been going through the same thing or something like that. And I enjoy those moments where people can draw connections and start identifying more about themselves through my music, or also just like moments for people to grow through the music, like for them to like gain a piece of knowledge or something that's gonna help them take themselves to the next level. Because I just feel like growth is important, and I feel like if you got anybody around you that's, you know what I mean, restricting you from growing, you need to let them go. Yeah. So.
Nice, man. I feel that. That's dope, man.
Hey, man.
All right, Zay, man. Tell people where they can listen to your music, where they can follow you, all that.
You can find my music at Atlanta Xay on everything. Atlantaxay. That's Atlanta Xay with the X, not a Z. XAY. And I think on Instagram there's probably an underscore at the end, but Twitter is just Atlanta Xay. SoundCloud, same thing, just Atlanta Xay. iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, all that stuff. You know where to find it. Atlanta Xay. So.
All right, say less, man. Thank you all so much. Y'all make sure y'all go listen to Zay's music. You just watched Beneath the Surface. I'm your boy, Rick. Atlanta Xay, thank you for coming, man.
Almost appreciate it.
Shout out.
Hey.
And we done.